breaking news on the classified documents case. Let's get right to Ken Dilanian. Ken.
Jose, in a remarkable development, Judge Aileen Cannon in Florida has dismissed the indictment against Donald Trump in this classified documents case and his co-defendants on the grounds that the appointment of the special counsel violated the Appointments Clause of the Constitution. This is an issue that has been litigated in other special counsels, has never succeeded, but Judge Aileen Cannon has accepted the arguments of the defense that the appointment of Jack Smith and other special counsels by inference has been improper and illegal. And I'll just read you briefly from the opinion here. She says the bottom line is this: the Appointments Clause is a critical constitutional restriction stemming from the separation of powers, and it gives to Congress a considered role in determining the propriety of vesting appointment power for inferior officers. The government's position, she says, effectively usurps that important legislative authority, transferring it to a head of department. Let me translate that. The Attorney General appoints the special counsel. There's no law, there's no act of Congress establishing the office of special counsel after the independent counsel law went away. What Donald Trump's lawyers argued is that that's improper. The special counsel has a lot of power. He should be established by law and confirmed by the Senate, and he's not. And Judge Aileen Cannon has accepted that argument and dismissed this indictment. Now, this is very likely to be appealed by the special counsel to the circuit court. It may go all the way up to the Supreme Court. And what's really interesting here, Jose, is in the immunity opinion, Judge Clarence Thomas filed a concurrence where he raised this issue, and he all but said that he believed that the appointment of Jack Smith and other special counsels was unconstitutional under the Appointments Clause. And many of us said at the time that that was, in essence, giving Judge Cannon a leg to stand on here if she wanted to rule in this direction, which no other judge, Jose, no other judge has ruled. And now she's done that, and she has dismissed the indictment in the classified documents case against Donald Trump and his co-defendants.
The entire indictment dismissed by Judge Cannon.
That's correct.
I want to go to Vaughn Hilliard, who's standing by. Vaughn, just monumental breaking news on this case.
And I'll just say this here, Jose. Of course, we do not understand what the timing of this is and if it correlated at all to the apparent assassination just 36 hours ago in Pennsylvania here. But when we are looking at this ruling by Judge Cannon, it takes me to a conversation I had last night with the close ally of Donald Trump, who is a part of the convention team here in Milwaukee. And I asked him about what this moment with the attempted assassination means. And as Donald Trump is calling for a unified America, I said, what does that look like? He said, in part, that needs to be the end of these prosecutions against him. And less than 12 hours since I had that conversation with that individual, there is the federal indictment here related to the alleged transfer of classified documents to his Mar-a-Lago property, as well as the obstruction of justice to cover up the alleged obstruction of justice to cover up the fact that he had those documents with the two co-defendants is now dropped. As Ken said, this will be able to be appealed to the 11th Circuit here, but this is a notable legal victory for Donald Trump in the immediate. We are 3.5 months to the election. Of course, in a matter of hours from now, I believe about 4 hours from now, is when the more than 2,000 delegates are going to fill into this arena here for the beginning of this convention. You're going to have the prime time addresses here. We are waiting for his VP announcement. For Donald Trump, this is a considerable victory here. Of course, there is much that we can go through with that indictment in what the immunity decision ultimately could have meant to this as we begin to work through this more than 90-page decision here by Judge Cannon to dismiss. But what was alleged inside of this indictment was very serious, and now clearly pushing to dismiss it on the grounds that the special counsel was improperly appointed by the Department of Justice to oversee this case. Of course, we are waiting to see Donald Trump and whether we could see him as soon as today. We have not seen him publicly out of some quick campaign videos that they have put out from his campaign team of him leaving his plane. I just talked with a close individual with his campaign here just a matter of minutes ago before this case was dismissed, and I asked how his conversations with him have been like, and he said that he is in great spirits right now. So for Donald Trump, he is going to be joined by his family here. He is going to be joined by the closest allies of the Republican Party. There is a lot at stake with this indictment being tossed here as we begin to make our way through this decision, but of course it will be likely appealed. appealed. At the same time, it calls into question whether the federal indictment related to the federal election interference charges against him could be potentially tossed. And if in fact, as we saw from the immunity decision, Judge Clarence Thomas writing in there and almost giving an out in an opportunity for Judge Cannon to go forward with this dismissal, this is a notable moment for not only this presidential campaign, but also the acts of the former president upon leaving the White House.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn. MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.